He's been transubstantiation. Thank you. Brain's not working. He's been training these people to go out and again, this is if you believe the Bible, which I don't care if you do. I'm not here for that. But if you accept that this is the Son of God, and you accept that he's been training and living with these people to be the disciples who will go out and change the entire world, right? To spread this message to the entire planet. And the last thing he does before he dies is he tells them, hey, you know what's really, really important? It's really important that when you guys get together, you sit down and you eat and you drink and you engage in fellowship. And yet we're really bad at it. but it's again, it's like, take Christianity out of it. There's value in this. There's tons of value in this. Diplomacy was done over dinner many, many times throughout history. Important things are often done with some sort of meal commemorating what's going on. And Thanksgiving is this time of fellowship and celebration. It's a time to sit down and do it. And it's a time we, as Americans anyway, we honor that tradition. We take it really seriously, even though you could just get some like special edition McDonald's turkey McNuggets or something and call it a day. It wouldn't be good enough. It wouldn't be good enough. That's why I love Thanksgiving personally. And what I see now, and this is what bothers me, and there's been chats about it, and people have been leading up to this. They've been dreading, oh man, Thanksgiving's going to be really interesting. Look at what we're doing. Look at what we're turning this thing into. This is a tradition about fellowship and about recognition of profit, of production, recognition of being thankful for provision, right? And one of my father-in-law today said, he was talking to someone else, but he said, we live more luxurious lives than kings used to live in many ways, right? And I was just thinking about, air conditioning. I mean, right there, air conditioning is more luxury than you would have gotten no matter how wealthy you were. Refrigeration, heat, central heating versus a fire in the middle of some big room. Like plumbing, yes, exactly. All of these things. The ability to get food pretty much at any time, and the variety that's out there. And that's what Thanksgiving is. It's this pause in our lives to stop and recognize, hey, there's things worth being happy about. And what are we turning it into? We're turning it into political divisive discussions because we don't get enough of those in our day. We don't get enough of those on Twitter. We don't get enough of those at work. We don't have to listen to the freaking Karen tell us why this is exploitative of women or whatever. You don't get enough of that. So what we got to do is we got to take the one fucking day on the entire year where we sit down and go, you know what? We're just together to eat and drink. And people are so freaking programmed that they can't do it. And it's driving me crazy. That's why I was so happy today. Because like, other than the Arbery trial, and this is not a what the hell? That was weird. This is not a contentious discussion at all in the House. It was like, just briefly talked about some of the Arbery facts and was like, yeah, man, it's a weird situation, pretty complex, but the jury did what the jury did. No contention at all. Outside of that, I don't remember any political topics. Something in my office is emitting a high-pitched ring, and I have no idea what it is. Oh, it's horrifying. Oh, well. So yeah, I just want to say, and I saw people say, someone said, 70% of the discussion was political. I actually think there's grounds to say, hey, can we just not? Can we not do this? Like, we're family. We're going to sit here. We're going to argue over politics. We're going to bring politics into this day. And of course, they've been trying for years, right? I read an article today about the myth of the first Thanksgiving. Oh, it's so awful. And then they would go on to pillage and enslave and rape all of the people that they had at the Thanksgiving or whatever. Oh, okay, sure. I'll take my myth. You take your myth. Whatever. We'll just call them. If you get to call one thing a myth, I get to call the other thing a myth. And guess what? I don't really care. I don't care about your narrative about Thanksgiving. I don't even care personally about the original narrative about Thanksgiving, the traditional one. I don't. It doesn't, like, that's not what Thanksgiving. I'm not I'm not celebrating a pilgrim and an Indian getting together and having a powwow over some corn and fish or whatever it was. I don't give a shit. It's the farthest thing from my mind on Thanksgiving Day. But some people, they can't not do it. They can't do it ever. And they got to stop, because the one key thing about the Last Supper, teacher, tell us about this, tell us about this, tell us about this. And he's like, hold on. Every time you gather, do this. Pause, break bread, share it, eat, have a drink, just pause. And that's something we need to do with the people in our lives. And the reason we need to do that with the people in our lives is because we don't do it with the people online. You're not going to break bread with those people most of the time. I mean, you go to a meetup or something, but generally speaking, you're not doing it. There's no powwow. There's no kumbaya. There's nothing. It's just words being exchanged over pipes that Al Gore built out of his rectal hair or whatever. That's fine. When you're with your family, your friends, whoever you decide to take this sacred moment of fellowship and pause with them. Just pause with them. That's my advice. 40 years on this damn planet, and that's my advice that I got for you. Just pause. If you're going there, if you're with these people, you value it in some way. Because otherwise you could just stay home. You could just not go. You just stay in your room if it's going to happen at your house. Or you go somewhere else. So if you're going to do it, if you're going to go, just pause. Take a minute. It's not worth it. Like, none of this stuff, especially with your family relationships, politics, the political arguments, they're not worth it. You can do them tomorrow. Do them the next day. Pause. Cheers.